If you watch my videos, then you know not only do I love stories and mythology, I love video games. One game I've been waiting for a long time is Persona 5. The Persona series involves high school students spending some of their days going to school and making interactions, or some of their days battling demons in otherworldly dungeons. Fans love this game for the gameplay, interactions, and amazing dialogue like this.
I love them balls.
Not only has it been years since Persona 4 came out, literally the entire Souls series came out including Bloodborne by the time Persona 5 was out, but we'll talk more about the Souls games some other time. Persona 5 has been out in Japan for months, and only recently did the West finally get Persona 5. Many YouTubers and streamers have been waiting with bated breath to start making videos about one of the most anticipated games ever, and now, Atlus Japan doesn't want anyone making videos or streams, to a certain extent. If you show too much of Persona 5, chances are you'll have your channel stricken with copyright strikes. However, that hasn't stopped some people from streaming or making gameplay videos anyway. Not sure if that's going to end well or not. What's the point of all this, you're asking? Why is this a Myth Monday? Because I want to talk about Personas and the mythology behind them. If I can't play the game, not like I could have actually recorded Persona 5 anyway, I want to at least talk about it. Today's myth is the Persona from the Persona series. What exactly is a persona? Personas are manifestations of a person's true desires. Everyone wears masks, hiding behind their true nature. If you accept your true identity, you are allowed a persona. Each game there is usually something different that evokes a persona. In Persona 1, the world goes to hell for a moment and then a man essentially gives you the persona after a simple test. Giving your name. This might seem a little too easy, but the man states that in his realm people tend to forget their name. You saying your name means you have a firm grip on your identity, and he rewards you and your friends a persona. In Persona 2 Innocent Sin, the main character has an altercation with some students, and a mysterious voice calls out to him. Later on, you are confronted by a leader of some other students. They get enraged and summon their persona. It's interesting to see a persona before the main character sees theirs. I believe this is the only time this happens. However, later in the series, there are other persona users before you, but you see your persona first. This fight causes the main character to release their persona received at the beginning of the game. In Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, the main characters are attacked by someone called Joker. He unleashes demons that attack them and forces them to release their personas. In Persona 3, this is where summoning your persona starts to involve more unique measures. The main character meets a mysterious young boy in his dorm. The boy asks him to sign a contract, and the boy takes it and disappears. Next, the main character meets their fellow student, and she has a gun. Why? Well, in this game it appears that she and another student, along with others, fight demons from another world. You would think they would use the guns to fight, right? Well, you're kind of half right. As a demon corners the main character and the other student, she promptly takes out her gun and puts it to her forehead. But, before she can shoot, the monster swipes the gun out of her hand. Obviously, the most logical thing for the main character to do is pick up the gun and aim at their own head. The main character then hears the boy's voice say, "Go on," and then whispers persona to himself, because anime, and then he shoots himself. You get your persona by shooting yourself in the head with a gun. Now that's pretty metal. Every single time you use your persona, you shoot yourself in the head. These guns are called evokers. It serves more as a symbol than anything. The idea is that accepting death and morality awakens the true power within yourself, although it's said that it's possible to summon a persona without an evoker. In Persona 4, people go missing and show up dead. Eventually, an older classmate goes missing too. The main character and another student go looking for her, and find out that she was sent to another world. There, the main character and the student get attacked, but the main character hears a voice call out to him. A card appears in his hand. He also whispers persona, because anime, and he crushes it, unleashing his persona. Crushing a card is a lot less dramatic than shooting yourself, but just as effective it seems. Throughout the game you go and save people who are thrown into the other world and face their true selves. Once a character accepts who they really are, they gain their persona, and join your team as you try to find the person that keeps trying to murder people. Finally, in Persona 5, things get a little more literal. The entire concept of a persona is another mask you wear that reveals your true identity. To summon a persona, a mask appears on your face that you must rip off in order to accept who you really are. This is probably the most violent way to summon a persona yet. Even though evokers are guns, you aren't really shooting yourself, but with the masks, you are tearing off your skin, at least for the initial summoning. In Persona 5, not only does this allow you a persona, your clothes also change, revealing the inner rebel within you. So, what do personas do exactly? The demons I keep bringing up are called shadows. Whereas personas reflect the positive side of you, shadows are the negative. Typically, shadows are your run-of-the-mill enemies, but some shadows are strong enough to have their own personality, or more accurately, the personality of your inner self, the one you choose to accept or deny, and control other shadows. Personas equip you with the means to battle shadows more effectively. Not only does each of your party members have personas of their own, the main character can also create or control other personas. Throughout the series, you fight these shadows and sometimes gain control of other personas through battles. Once you have multiple personas, you can then create more powerful personas in a couple ways. One is through the Velvet Room. The Velvet Room is like another dimension. The first host of the Velvet Room you see is Philemon in Persona 1. Igor, who is a servant to Philemon, is a recurring character in the Persona series, and is nowadays the main host of the Velvet Room. In the Velvet Room, you can combine personas to create new and more powerful personas. Another way to grow stronger is through the power of friendship. No, seriously, the most well-known mechanic in Persona is called social links. Now, they don't appear in every game, more like just 3 and 4, but the concept remains the same. Talk to people and you get cool stuff. There's a lot of dialogue in Persona, and if you talk to the right people the right way, you get stronger. Whether it's rumors, social links, or confidants, this is the crux of Persona, and how you get better and stronger in the game through means other than fighting. Every persona has a different tarot attached to it, like the Fool or the Emperor. When you interact with a person connected to a certain tarot, more and more personas under that tarot become stronger because of it. Also, fusing bigger and better personas becomes possible. In Persona, you must spend your time wisely. There are so many things you can do in one day and so many days within a story. You make your own path depending on how you spend your days and who you spend them with. That's why people love the Persona series. It's so much more than a dungeon-crawling RPG. You really feel like you assume the identity of a high schooler thrown into a magical world. There's so much more to touch on in this series, and I've only scratched the surface, really. Hopefully one day we'll dive headfirst into a Persona game. Until then, that was The Myth, this Monday. See you next time. And for the love of God, get Persona 5.